doesn't seem like anybody says no. Okay, I'm gonna say no. This is not the low, right? I'm in the bear camp, right? I'm in the camp that recession is looming, and we're already in recession, right? We're already in earnings recession, right? By definition, when you have 2 quarters of consecutive deceleration in earnings growth, you're in earnings recession. Economic recession, it's kind of a little bit fuzzy definition. It's always in the rare side view mirror. You don't know. You're not gonna know if you had a recession until you're already in recession. But I'm gonna assume we are in a recession or heading into recession, and that means that this is not the low, right? Because this is the low only if we are able to avoid tick up in unemployment, right? And initial claims have been steadily growing, right? And that's another bear argument, that initial claims steadily growing week over week. They are approaching this magic 250,000 numbers, and if you have if you have weeks over weeks close to 250,000 or above, that's usually an indication of recession, right? That that unemployment is going to start ticking up, and and that's confirmation of recession. So I'm in the bear camp. I think we will not hold the lows in the summer. Worst case scenario in October, right? Usually summer is bearish, and September, October usually are the worst months, right? So we're probably going to break the lows either during summer or September, October timeframe. I don't think we're going to break about 430. So if you follow my webinars, if you follow my blog, if you follow my trades, you can see most of my positions bearish, right? Time in the market is very difficult, right? I had the same argument in December, right? If you watched webinar on December 20th, I basically said the same thing, right? Without the regional banks issue. And I thought we will break, at least retest the lows first quarter of this year. I was wrong, right? Few things happen, right? We have China, right? China surprise, right? Zero COVID policy. They went from 100% to zero, right? So that was a pretty big turn. And China economy is reopening and it is growing, right? Better than expected. That's a very strong bullish argument. And so the one thing that happened that I wasn't kind of underestimated. The other thing was Europe. Energy crisis. Europe was able to avoid energy crisis, right? Warmer temperature, supply from different countries to supplement, shutdown of energy resources from Russia. So we're much higher, right? Something like this can happen again, right? Let's say Russia and Ukraine will reach ceasefire agreement, right? Then the market will rally 430, 440 for sure, right? I don't know what else could happen. Maybe China accelerates its growth, something along those lines, right? So something like this can happen again, right? But trading is about, again, my favorite saying right now, if somebody asks you, what is trading all about? Trading is not being wrong or right? Because sometimes you're going to be right, sometimes you're going to be wrong, sometimes you're going to have unsuccessful trades. To be a successful trader, you need to make sure that when you're right, you're making more money than when you're wrong, right? That's very simple. If that's your mindset, if you go into the trades with the mindset, I have to make more money when I'm right, and then when I'm wrong, right? Then you can be a successful trader. What does it mean? That will force you to follow certain rules and not break them. Because every time you break a rule, I always think about, well, I have to make more money when I'm right than I'm wrong. And that kind of forces me to follow the rules, right? So whether we're going higher or lower, I could be right or I could be wrong, right? Right now, I think my thesis is stronger than it was in December, right? We have already regional financials, we have debt ceiling, credit default swaps today are at historical high to ensure, United States against the default, right? Because, most people, 9 out of 10 times, this is not an issue. But, we've seen in the past 20 years that sometimes the US ratings does get, priced down, right? So maybe they can reach an agreement, right? Who knows? But at least you can see it in credit default swaps, right? Kind of a vertical move to the upside.